Hi, I'm B-Man Almighty, and it's like 2 a.m., so I really want to get through this quickly. But I probably won't. The first thing that I want to get down to is this, new Shogun 2 expansion that's standalone. Some people are angry that it is a standalone. And the second one, which is, Mass Effect 3 and these new endings that are coming out in order to help I guess, uh, Mass Effect 3 get on better terms with the entire these people that are angry that Mass Effect 3 didn't end the way they expected. I haven't seen the end, so please, for the love of God, don't post it inside the comments or send it as a PM. I really want to finish it myself. And it's like ending a movie to me because I think Mass Effect 3 has some of the better storytelling, definitely not the best, but some of the better storytelling inside video games thus far. So, let's get down to the depressing and not so happy topics. First off, Shogun 2 has released a new expansion called The Fall of the Samurai, which is completely standalone. And I mean completely standalone. You don't even need the base game Shogun 2 in order to play this. You can just buy that game all by itself. Now, for some reason, people are angry about this. Why? I don't know. Now, the best example in order to add to this is, say, well, let's look at Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2 could very well have been an expansion to Left 4 Dead 1. The only difference inside the two games is some additional special infected, the introduction of fireworks, and new maps, and maybe a couple of bug fixes. They could have sold this as an expansion, and instead they didn't, which is, well, sort of a ripoff. Because you take a look at Left 4 Dead, and that is a $60 game at release. You look at Left 4 Dead 2, that is another $60 game at release. See what I'm getting here? They sold an expansion for the price of a game by selling it as a new game. Although, it could have just been an expansion. Now, Shogun 2, on the other hand, their developers have brought out this standalone expansion for $30 or $35 if you decide to get the special pack, which has an additional plan. Not going to make a choice yet on which one I'm going to get, and usually they will release these specialty clans like next Christmas, because eventually they decide it's unfair to actually keep it from them entirely. So, where's the problem here? And the answer really is there isn't, because you're buying an entirely new game, essentially, for the price of $30. That is the half price of a completely new game. And I really don't see what people are complaining about. That one was easy. The more difficult one is, of course, Mass Effect 3. That might be because I'm not playing it, but I see two sides to the argument. The first one, the ending is not good enough. The second one, the ending is good enough, or I like the ending. Now, these are the two sides. And the first part, I sort of understand. People feel they're entitled to an ending. Truth is, they aren't. Well, they are entitled to an ending, but truth is, they aren't entitled to a particular ending. That's one of the things that's great about Mass Effect. You can change the ending, but there is always an inevitable same sort of ending sequence, which I guess is the part that people are angry about. So, between these two sides, I just think that either there's 50% of the people that are angry, and 50% of the people who are okay or like the ending. I just think the people that dislike the ending are the louder half. If I'm wrong, please post it inside the comments, and I guess take your vote, because I would really like sort of a statistic before I say this, but there aren't any statistics about this yet that are fair. The second part of this is we're going to assume that everybody is angry for this because it makes a lot more sense. But now, Valve or whoever creates Mass Effect 3, I think it was Valve for Mass Effect 2, I'm not exactly sure. But whoever creates Mass Effect 3 has, I guess, been beaten into submission to add new endings. Now, personally, I'm alright with that. But them being beaten into submission, I don't think was the best move. Now, this is where I am angry again. They are pricing them at $50. Now, I've been taking a look on the internet, and there seems to be two positions. It's either A, we should pay, very rare, and B, we shouldn't pay because it's considered part of the game. Yeah. Now, this is where I fall in between. And this is why. Okay. For starters, new endings. Good idea. Paying for new endings. Controversial. $50 for endings? No. And I mean no. Because this is what? Mass Effect 3 costs a total of $60 upon release. That's a fair price for a game. Now, the DLC for new endings is $50. That is a total of a $10 difference. Endings are basically just creating another storyline, which I do believe you should have to pay for because that does take a lot of work. But $50 for endings, on the other hand, is not a fair price, because what they are suggesting is that $50 is how much it costs in order to write a new storyline. And $10 is given to the mechanics in gameplay. And the engine it's running on, and the licensing agreement, and I think we're already over budget for $10, don't you think? So technically, you are buying an entirely new game for $50. They're charging you an entirely another game. And even if you disliked the ending from Mass Effect 3, I implore you, when these new endings come out, do not buy them. Game developers get away with this shit because people pay. That is why I have not bought Modern Warfare 3. The only difference between Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 1 are guns. And not a lot of guns. Like 1 or 2 guns. And a new storyline, which is crap anyway. So, that's all I really have to say on the matter. I'm tired. I'm really pissed off. And I really want Mass Effect 3. And I really want to know the ending to Mass Effect 3, but I don't want you guys to tell me. However, inside the comments, I would like people to post whether they enjoyed the ending or they didn't enjoy the ending. Just want to remind you that this is your say, and I want to know how, like, the difference between the two sides. Consider this like my poll for the week or whatever. Friday, if I get around to it, I will be uploading Dungeon Defenders. It was a game that was free on Steam a while ago, but I never actually got around to posting it. So I recorded a brand new one, and we'll see how that goes. I get enough people to get an analytic on audience retention. I will definitely do the entire series from beginning to end on hard difficulty and maybe make a walkthrough. But that's all I have to say. And good luck as always. And remember what I said about buying that extra DLC. I don't have a problem with DLC. I just have a problem with how it's expended. So, see ya.